before God can do anything in your life, before He can give you that thing that you want, you have to first wait. And the reason why I did the little thingies there when I said wait is because we have a negative connotation for the word wait. We see waiting as standing still, not doing anything, right? Just remaining constant or remaining stagnant until the time comes when we can then move, then we can then have motion. But I'm going to explain in this video why that isn't necessarily what it means to wait, right? Like, we've been given the wrong perception of what it means to wait in terms of, the worldly standards, in terms of godly standards. And this is essentially going to be a survival guide for being in your waiting season. And if you're watching this, you're likely in your waiting season, right? So the most important thing to keep in mind here is that waiting is not standing still. When you're in your waiting season, when you're waiting for God to open those doors, to do those things in your life that you've been praying for, that you've been working towards, you have to use it as an opportunity to show out. Now, you have to show God that, hey, I want this. Because that's what the waiting period is for. What I keep at the back of my mind all the time is that God isn't slow. He's just waiting for you to catch up. You get it? God isn't delaying your blessing because, He takes time to work. No. God exists outside of time. He's waiting for you to become the person who He wants you to be to receive that blessing. So the more you keep being stagnant, the more you keep laying back. I know a lot of people see that waiting season as a time to just lay back, chill. No. It's a time to work harder. Because let me tell you something, during the waiting season, that's when it's going to get tough. Because you're going to be tempted a lot more. I've noticed this a lot. During the waiting season, there's going to be so many temptations. You're going to be tempted to fall back into your old habits. And because you can't comprehend exactly what God is going to do for you, so you kind of suffer, right, for your grievances of the future and the present in a way. And that's not what you should be doing. What you should be doing is staying focused, having faith, right, but backed with works, because faith without works is dead, right? But through faith we can move mountains. So you have to have that faith, and that needs to be backed up by action. You can't just say, yeah, I know God's going to do this for my life, I'm sure of it 100%, and then just sit there and do nothing. That's not how it works, though. You gotta put in the work. You gotta do the possible so that God can do the impossible. Because that's just the godly way of doing it. And you could try and do it the world's way, but we all know how that turns out, right? You do it the world's way, and you end up falling a slave to the things that you're pursuing after. Right? You tie your identity to them. You're now living life independently, separated from God. Then you'll have that emptiness. Right? And the benefit we have, or the gift that we have, is that we have a God who allows us to keep that joy, that peace, that love, to keep the good things on our pursuit of the worldly things. We are pursuing after righteousness, but these things are added unto us, right? But you are working towards it. So on your pursuit to greatness, right, you have the gift of knowing that you have the God of the universe by your side, and that He's going to keep you going, and that He's going to prepare you for what He has for you, because He wants what's best for you. I'll make an example quickly. Let's say God decided to give you your blessing when you weren't ready for it. Let's say you're someone who struggles with lust. He gives you the blessing, and you struggle with lust. Maybe your blessing is that you're now like a 6-figure entrepreneur. Like, you're now living financially independent, everything great, right? But you're struggling with lust. So now girls start to notice, or guys, they start to notice that, oh, you got money now. They start shooting their shot. And these people have the Jezebel spirit, so they're tempting you. And the next thing you know, you fall into sexual sin. So these are the types of things that God is preparing us for. That when we get to these positions of power or these positions of prestige, that we have a foundation, a solid foundation. This is that time to build that foundation so that when the house is in construction, you have a strong foundation. It won't fall apart. And the strongest foundation is Christ. Because rain will come and storms will come. But if you stand on the rock, which is Christ, nothing can bring you down. Not a thing. But if your foundation is sticks and stones, or sticks, sorry, and straws, then you're gonna be blown away. Right? You're gonna be swept away by the lust, by the idolatry, by the pride, by all these things of the world. And that's exactly what God is preparing us for. But I hope you found value from this video. I just came back from church, so I wanted to share this message, something that has been on my mind, something that I've also been trying to grasp and meditate on, throughout my day, and trying to understand, like, what is God preparing me for? What should I be doing? Right? Should I be spending more time in the Word? Should I be doing 1, 2, 3? Because it's through this evaluation, this self-evaluation, that we step into that calling. We step into that person that God wants us to be. But anyway, make sure to subscribe to Jesus Gang, because we post videos all the time, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.